Even driving in with the windows down, you can immediately see a change in the Tenderloin.
So some of the first things that I saw when stepping foot into the Tenderloin is that I saw a lot of homelessness and brokenness around, and it was a little bit different than my normal environment.
You see a lot of some that look like they have homes and look like they've been there for a while, and then you see some that are it looks like they come and then they go.
The first things I noticed in the Tenderloin is all the homeless people on the streets and all of them struggling to go off through their day.
So the Power Exchange building is a building. It is a hot spot for human trafficking. It's really sad what goes on in there, and it's right next to a school, the City Impact School. Is the street ministry, and what that entails is you go out on the streets and you go and talk to people, and then you ask them if you would like a sandwich or a bag of chips, and most of the people are like, yeah, I would love a bag of chips, and that's your ticket in. So you can ask them, oh, how's your day going? How's life going? How's this? How's your day? Just simple questions, but those simple questions can be so meaningful to these people, and it's oh, it's so nice to be a part of something that's so genuine and sweet and kind, and it's not here's a bag of chips and you have to love Jesus or you're going to go to hell or anything of that nature. It's you're building a relationship, and then once you leave, you're oh, go to 130 Turk, City Impact will help you kind of thing. And it's it's so sweet.
My favorite part of serving at City Impact was street ministry, and I liked it because you got to reach out to so many people, and it was really surprising how many people wanted help and how many people loved to be prayed over.
My favorite part of serving at City Impact was when we did the street ministry program, which is basically where we go around in the streets of the Tenderloin passing out food to people and praying for them and stuff like that. So at first I was a little shy and I felt really uncomfortable, but as I did it more and more, I felt more comfortable doing it.
My heart has changed in a lot of ways to where like I hardly recognize myself now, and I'm more patient, I'm more outgoing, and I really want to strive for that stronger relationship with God.
My heart has changed in a different way where I look more on the brighter side now, and like more of an outside perspective, where I looked at the people in the Tenderloin and they were like homeless, they were like struggling to survive and like all that stuff. They were just struggling on the street and like struggling with drugs, and just listening to the conversations and what their stories are, it's amazing that like they're still who they are, and it's like it makes you realize that I'm so blessed to like, you know, have all this.
I don't see homeless people as homeless. I see them as people.
I feel impacted with this trip, not just this year, but last year, that I wanted to help make a change with some of the kids that I go to school with, and I feel like I have a job to not just leave it in San Francisco, but to bring it back home.
My heart has changed to open up to like looking at people and to knowing that, not just to assume that I know their story, and not to assume that I know like who they are, and not to just assume that they're bad people, that, you know, to actually get to know them. And what I've learned so far from coming back is that the people that I normally would never have talked to, like the people that I thought were mean and hurtful to people, are actually kind of some of the good people. Like my old friends from middle school that I never would have talked to because of everything that's going on between us and our friendship. But I mean, when I went back and talking to them, there was a lot of hurt back then that they just didn't know how to express, and so they expressed it by hurting people and by putting people down. And I feel like that's very much the same as in the Tenderloin, because when we went on street ministry, you know, they didn't want our help, some of them. They just wanted to push us away and put us down. And that's what you see in Summit, and that's what I feel like I do a lot, and that's how my heart has changed, because a lot of people see, like, you know, push away, but it's like, when reality, they really want help. And when I see somebody push them away, I don't just go, okay, we'll give up. Well, it's like, oh, okay, maybe tomorrow we'll try to do this conversation again, but just reword the question that I asked them, and maybe they'll open up on a different wording of the question.
So my heart has changed in like a few ways. It has gotten like less judgmental, like in ways like where it's not just the drugs that you see, it's the person behind the drugs, it's the person behind the alcohol, it's the person behind whatever. There's a human, and like a lot for me, like it was really hard to see the human. All you saw was like, oh, they're a drug addict, like I don't want anything to do with them. And like it's just like, no, there's a human. There's a human inside that, and it's like you have to love them, and like it says it in the Bible, you have to love your neighbor as yourself, and like that means you gotta love the person who is addicted to whatever it may be. You gotta love them and not give up. You can't give up on them, and like a lot of times, like we as like a society, we just like push them aside and like just turn the other way, and it's like that's not okay. We need to love them. We need like, oh, yeah.